Alright, so this is going to be the tutorial for the part of your world. Everybody's asked me for this for a while, and I just never got around to doing it. No real reason, just they take a while. There's been requests for tabs. I haven't, I tried tabbing out the song, but it was taking me hours and hours and hours to do. So what I did is I tabbed out the intro, and I'm going to post that under here for part one. The rest I'm going to try to teach you just by the way I play it, because I never really play it the same each time. That's just the nature of these songs that have melodies in them. What I'm going to teach you, though, is instead of just a tab, is I'm going to show you how I play it and kind of how I develop it and how I'm able to do it. So it'll help you maybe kind of figure out your own style as you're playing it. It's all really based on the melody and the chords, and then just putting your own flair on it. So again, we're going to do the intro now. This will be the part one video, and then I'm going to go in and try to do, I guess, 2, 3, and 4, and we'll go through each part, and I'll teach it to you. But for right now, get started with the intro. First thing we're going to do is grab our capo. One thing about capos is I've been through so many of them, so on a side note, I just ordered one of these G7 performance capos, which if you ever looked online, they cost about 45 bucks. And it's more than twice the price of a regular capo, but the tension control on it and just the ease of it is pretty amazing. So I do recommend getting one if you're big into using capos. They're much better than the Kaiser ones, and pretty much anything I've ever used. So that's my tip. So what we're going to do now is let's go to the 5th fret with the capo, and we're going to go and take care of the picking hand and the intro. Alright, so the intro is based off an F sus2 shape, which I play, I fret like that, and into an F. So I'm using, instead of the full big F in the middle there, or a bar chord F or any of that, I'm just using 3, 2, and 1. So it's an F major triad, so you got those notes. Again, we're capoed, so what we're actually hearing is A sharp triad right there. But for all intents and purposes, we got a capo, so I'm just going to stick with what the capo says. So we have F, A, and C. Alright, so there's our F shape. So what we're going to do is move from these two chords into the next triad, which is going to be a G triad. G, B, and D. And what I do is, with my picking hand, is I start my thumb on that D string, I'm going to do a hammer on that string, and then I'm going to pick the B. So what I get is the right there. So again, with thumb, the 4th string, we're going to hammer on right there, and I'm going to pick that. So again, we're just starting with these 2 fingers down, and then we're hammering on. So just try that a couple times. Right there. From there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my shape and move it up 2 frets. And this time, instead of the hammer on there, I'm going to start with this shape down with the middle finger, down already, and I'm going to hammer on with the pinky there, right underneath there, on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th fret. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it would be the 5th fret. Yeah, I just got to double check. Cool. Alright, so again, what we're doing is that F major triad to the G major triad, F sus2 to the F, and to the G. So let's recap that. So here I am doing the first hammer on, doing it slow. Cool, and let me look at my picking real quick. I'm using my thumb, my 1st, and my 2nd to do that. If you're not too comfortable using 3 fingers, you can use just the 2. I always recommend the students do that, just to get your finger picking down. You can still use the 2 fingers, so it would look like that. It's not as smooth. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit slower since you're not, using the same finger twice. Up here, pinky, I'm going to do that twice. Then the last time what I do is I go, and I kind of added that in later, so it's just a little bit different way to play it. So let me recap that intro for you, and this is through slowly. Here's the whole thing. Cool. And again, that's our intro to the song. So regular speed is going to look something like this. Cool. And I will post a tab for that right under there in the link box. So go ahead and start with that, and then we'll get to part 2 soon.